All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this Monday morning edition of our digital desk. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. So we're following closely the alert day that's been declared by our First Alert Weather Team for Tuesday. There's a risk of flooding, and I think it will play a big role in Tuesday morning's commute for the morning drive to work or school. I think there will be some significant impacts on the roads. So that's why we want to continue to draw your attention to some weather that might change how you have to navigate your day, especially heading into early Tuesday. So we've got several things that we're watching for you. We are under a couple of alerts already, so no wonder it's an alert day for tomorrow. We actually have a flood watch that's in place already. We also have a coastal flood advisory that's also in place as well. So a couple of alerts there for you as we get those showing up for you in our graphics this morning. So that alert day for tonight into Tuesday morning, in which we could see some heavy downpours across parts of the area. And right now, some of the latest information is suggesting that those rain amounts could likely top 3 inches for most of the area. So that's a look at the rain forecast for Monday night, and Tuesday. And you're seeing those red colors indicating rain amounts greater than 3 inches across most of South Mississippi. So no matter where you are, you're probably going to measure a number about 3 inches in your rain gauge. Now, some spots could go higher than that. Maybe some spots go to 4 or 5 inches. All of those numbers, once you go over 3, you could see some roads with flooding on them. And so it's going to be a significant concern for the morning drive. There's a look at the latest update to the flood watch. As of now, it includes the entire coast of Mississippi, and that flood watch could get expanded to include even more areas as the National Weather Service monitors the latest developments. As far as our and my assessment of our threats and our sort of concerns, this is how I've got it mapped out for you. So flooding is going to be the primary concern. Could there be some wind gusts that could top 40 miles an hour? Sure, from a thunderstorm. Could there be a thunderstorm that produces a brief, weak twister? That's a possibility. But the probability of those things is lower. The probability of you seeing flooding on your street in your neighborhood is much higher than a concern for a tornado or a thunderstorm wind gust. Also, the risk of hail, large hail, is pretty limited. As far as a hailstone the size of a quarter or bigger, those are the ones that can cause damage. The risk level for that is basically non-existent. It's a lower than 5% probability. So, but your wind and tornado, we would call that about a 20% probability, and the flooding about a 50% probability. So that's why that will be our primary concern. So those rain chances today have started off pretty low, but they are expected to increase, especially as we get to Monday evening. That's when we hit a 60%, and then Monday night into Tuesday morning, we go to 100%. So we're guaranteeing you that there will be rain in pretty much everywhere in South Mississippi. That continues through Tuesday morning, and then we begin to see the rain chance decrease heading into the second half of Tuesday and Wednesday. Of course, we're not quite yet to the rainiest part of the day, so there's parts of Monday this morning in which it's just kind of a warm, humid, and breezy day. We'll wait for temperatures to wind up in the lower 80s for this afternoon. The high temperature will probably be in the lower 80s in most areas, which is actually above normal. But we will get to some much cooler conditions later this week. That's why we have to go through some rain first before we can get to those much cooler conditions. So that's kind of a look at general overview here of what we're going to be going through over the next 24 hours. Starting off warm, humid, and breezy today, introducing wet weather, possibly stormy weather tonight into tomorrow morning. Watching closely for that potential for flooding. If spots pick up more than 3 inches of rain, it's definitely a possibility for flooding in some streets, some neighborhoods. And then during that time when we're getting some of those heavy downpours, it's a possibility that a quick spin-up twister could occur, very weak, very brief, if any at all. And you could also see the potential for a brief thunderstorm wind gust over 40 miles an hour if we see any of those at all, because the probability is pretty low for those types of things. So the reason why we are seeing the potential for this sort of active weather, there's a strong cold front coming in from the west. This morning, that cold front is located in the plains, in areas like Texas, in Oklahoma, and Kansas. And they've seen severe weather there already. During Good Morning Mississippi, I saw a number of tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings with the thunderstorms with this front in Texas and Oklahoma. So that's why that stuff is going to move our way. We at least have a chance to see some of the same warnings that they have seen. This is going to advance to the east. Notice I'm going to kind of walk you through this. As we get to noon today, what we're looking at is most of the rain over here in parts of Texas. Not really seeing too many showers and storms popping up over the Mississippi coast. And I'm actually going to go full screen for you so you can see that even bigger and better on your screen. So here's a look at Monday afternoon. We get to the afternoon hours, and there are going to be a few showers that begin to form near parts of South Mississippi, and those are going to be moving in from the south and west. So keep an eye on those, because that's why we could have some evening downpours. So we will only see the rain become even more widespread heading into the overnight. So once we get to after midnight, it's looking like just kind of a washout situation. And there's a look at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning Tuesday, when there could be many people trying to drive to work and school, work and or school on Tuesday morning. And there is the potential for really heavy rain that could cause flooding in the area during that Tuesday morning time frame. This continues through about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we could see some relief as the cold front tries to pass through. That could allow for the weather to turn drier heading into the second part of Tuesday. And eventually we actually get to some cooler conditions once we get to Wednesday. Here's a look also at a coastal flood threat. If I rewind this and go to about tonight, because that's when that threat will be maximized. So what we have here, let's talk about what's on this map. There's a cold front, there's a low pressure system, and we know that the wind circulation around low pressure is counterclockwise. So I can kind of draw that, right? So we've got winds coming in like this behind the front, but ahead of the front we have winds coming in like this. And that's why we could see some of the tide waters pile up along the shoreline, because of these winds from the south pushing the waters of the Gulf toward the Mississippi coast. So that's a look at the coastal flood advisory that's in place for tonight into Tuesday morning. And there could be some minor saltwater flooding along southern Jackson County, southern Harrison County, and southern Hancock counties because of that threat of saltwater flooding. So it's kind of like a double duty flooding, right? A double whammy. You got flooding two ways. One from the rain coming down from the sky, and another from the Gulf water being pushed up along the shoreline. So sometimes when you get two types of flooding at once, those flood-prone areas can really take quite a hit. But the saltwater flooding is expected to be primarily minor, so might not see too much of that compared to the rain flooding, which could be a bit more significant. We do have another look at a futurecast that's a little bit more zoomed in. Here's a look at Monday morning. You can see again this morning, not much rain showing up. However, we go to the afternoon and evening and we begin to see new showers developing. So I hope that if you're out and about now that you took your, well, first of all, I hope you watched Good Morning Mississippi earlier today and took my advice to bring your raincoat or your umbrella with you, because even though you don't need it this morning, you probably might need it when we get to later today and this evening. If you'll be going home during the hours of 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., could be raining in parts of South Mississippi by then. The rain chance is about 60%. And then we take a look at the overnight hours, and the rain will be just kind of coming in rounds. So you could see a few showers at times Monday night into Tuesday morning. That rain chance pops all the way up to 100%, especially around 2, 3, and 4 in the morning, which, is when Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams has to drive to work tomorrow morning. So hope I can make it safe on the roads so I can get you that latest forecast update on Good Morning Mississippi. And then when the rest of everyone wakes up, you all will have to drive through it too. So misery loves company, and I love you. As you can see, we have those downpours heading into Tuesday morning, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. It's just looking like a rough go of it. It's not going to last all day though. Take a look at 9 a.m. and some places are already clearing out, like Pearl River County. Poplarville and Picayune might be done by 8 or 9 in the morning, but it's still rocking and rolling in Pascagoula and Goshen, in Ocean Springs, in Biloxi, in parts of George County as well during that time frame. Now, once we get to noon, everyone should basically be done. There might be some little stragglers out there in Jackson County, but the heavy stuff's probably done. You might just see a few lingering light rain showers in Jackson County by noon. Now, in the afternoon, we're waiting on the cold front to arrive. Because the cold front has not arrived yet, the air is actually still somewhat warm enough and somewhat moist enough that, look, the model is actually showing we could get some new pop-up showers to develop at times on Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. So something I'll keep an eye on. But then the front actually moves through, and that is the last call for rain for the entire week, because we are going to be moving into a very dry pattern heading into the rest of the week. One more futurecast. This is the most zoomed in one, so you can see even more detail about how the next 24, 36 hours are going to go. So like we said, Monday morning, just kind of only a slim rain chance. But then in the afternoon, we begin to see some showers working in from the south and west. There they go. By 4, 5, and 6 p.m., we can already see about half, maybe a little bit more than half of South Mississippi getting some rain showers for Monday evening, and that could be a wet ride home later today. We get to the overnight hours, and we'll see a few rounds of showers, but especially after midnight, the rain almost becomes continuous. That's when we basically go to that 100% chance of guaranteeing you rain around 2, 3, and 4 o'clock Tuesday morning, as well as 4, 5, and 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock on Tuesday morning as well. See this stuff right here? This is what I'm concerned about, which could possibly spit out a tornado or a brief wind gust. I'm going to kind of draw what appears to be almost kind of a line, a squall line, if you will, as this is going to be moving in from west to east, kind of a line of thunderstorms. That's the one that might spit out some wind gusts. The thinking is that, again, the potential for wind gusts, the potential for tornadoes, still pretty low compared to all the rain that we're going to see. But I think that time frame there could be when we see some of the wind potential maximized, because that's going to be that squall line moving through. Then we get to 9 in the morning, and like I said, Pearl River County kind of clearing out, but it's still rocking and rolling from Pascagoula to Ocean Springs and Biloxi, so still some lingering downpours around 9 in the morning. And after that, it looks like it's pretty nice, but there's this little asterisk that I want to put there, because, okay, the rain's mostly done at noon, then maybe the sun comes back out. And if the sun is out enough to heat up the ground, then you get the water cycle going, the evaporation, the condensation, and maybe the precipitation. And we could see maybe one last little round of hit or miss showers trying to form in the afternoon hours before the front pushes through. And then that front pushes through, and that's, like we said, last call for rain. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of the rain potential for the Alert Day Tuesday, and really Alert Day Monday evening through Tuesday. That is the main focus of this video. We will briefly and quickly go through some of the rest of the week, which features a steep drop in temperature, but we'll be able to talk much more detail about that in the coming days. I don't want to distract too much from the focus of the Alert Day for the potential for flooding this evening through Tuesday morning. But as you can see, it shows Wednesday bone dry, breezy, and a little bit of a drop in temperature. The afternoon high only in the lower 70s. And let's talk about the rest of those drops in temperature. So you can see a good little cool spell there setting up from Wednesday and Thursday all the way through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where temperatures are gonna feel cooler. I mean, you kind of have 3 months worth of temperatures in just 1 week, right? You got Monday and Tuesday feeling like October, Wednesday feeling like November, And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, kind of almost winter-like, almost like it's a little bit of December, just a bit of December for you later this week. Those are the afternoon temperatures. So it's a possibility we may say farewell to 70 degrees Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and barely get back there on Sunday. As far as the mornings are concerned, they're going to be obviously cooler. We get a mild morning Monday, another one on Tuesday morning, and then that cold front passes through the area on Tuesday night, and things turn cooler. We get only 60 degrees for the low on Wednesday morning, and then we drop to 40s for morning lows Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, and even Sunday morning. Which one of those mornings is the coolest? Right now, it looks like it will be Saturday. That's when we could see lower 40s on the coast, and maybe our first round of 30s. Look at this map. This is Saturday morning, and you can see some spots there. Let me point them out for you if you can't see them. But yeah, you got Poplarville showing 39, Wiggins, Lucedale showing 39, portions of Jackson County near the Pascagoula River drainage basin. So that includes Van Cleve, Moss Point, Gaucher, Pascagoula, could find upper 30s. Maybe only lower 40s in places like Biloxi, Ocean Springs, because you're a bit closer to the bay, and the waters of Back Bay are relatively warm in the 60s, so they might limit how much you can cool off. You can also see some 30s over in the Kill too. So really cold stuff for you there on Saturday morning. And is this weird? Is it weird to see 30s in November? No, no, no. We usually see our first round of 30s in November. The average date around November 9th. So if anything, this year's a little late compared to the average. By the way, average is taking every year of weather records since the year 1893 and finding that average date. So on average, it tends to be November 9th. Sometimes we can get 30s as early as October 17th. That happened in 2001. And sometimes you either never get 30s at all, or if you do, it will wait until January 3rd. And over the last few years, we've had a bit of variety. So we'll see how it goes for this year, but looks like we can get some of those 30s. Now, you might be wondering, okay, big old cool down later this week. Is it going to last for the holiday? If you're like me, maybe you do a lot of cooking, or your family does a lot of cooking in the kitchen, and one of your favorite things on Thanksgiving when you're doing all the cooking in the morning is to let the windows open and let Mother Nature provide free air conditioning to your hot kitchen. Well, I might not have the best of news for you today, because as we take a look at that 10-day forecast, right now it's suggesting that things turn milder for next week. So I can make this a bit bigger on your screen so you can see all of those details. But right now it shows, yes, big cool down Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe it runs out and things turn milder for the holiday week. Next Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday, all feature highs in the mid to upper 70s. So yeah, not quite as cool by that point in time. Now that's for the coast. We also have a 10-day forecast for inland areas. So the top one is for places like Wiggins, Saucier, Van Cleve. The bottom 10-day forecast is for places like Bay St. Louis, Long Beach, Ocean Springs, Gaucher, closer to the coast. And you can see both of them show milder air for the holiday week, even though we are going to see a bit of a cool down here in the end of this week toward the weekend. So just keep that in mind, that if you're trying to make your plans around the holiday, you might, for 2024, plan on a mild Thanksgiving time frame, but a pretty cool weekend before Thanksgiving time frame. So that's kind of a look at that for you. Even though it's mild for you today and tomorrow, it does cool off on Wednesday, and it's below normal on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then starting to creep up a little bit on Sunday, and then back to the mild stuff next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that's basically all of the information I have for you on this Monday morning edition of the Digital Desk Update. I hope that you are going to stay safe through our Alert Day Monday evening and Alert Day Tuesday morning with the potential for flooding. Stay weather aware. If there are any warnings issued, like a flood warning, a tornado warning, a severe thunderstorm warning, it's a good idea to have your WLOX weather app on your device. That way, the WLOX weather app will give you that alert as soon as it is issued for your location, and you'll be able to get to safety as soon as possible. Of course, our team will be here following the latest developments, making those latest adjustments to the forecast as necessary. And you can always get those forecast details in our WLOX weather app, or you can do so by heading to our website, WLOX.com. This is a look at that website. Right now, the top story is the detail on our Alert Day Tuesday. You can click that to get the latest update to the story. As our team updates this around the clock, we're monitoring that potential for heavy rain, strong storms, and flooding. And you can see all of the latest information on that as well. Also, if you click the weather button there at the top, that takes you to our weather page where you get the latest forecast, and my favorite part, the latest hour-by-hour forecast. This really helps you to plan things out with your customized forecast for your specific location. Just type your zip code in here and you get a customized forecast for your South Mississippi location that's created and updated every day by our team here in Biloxi. And as you can see, that chance of rain hour by hour does increase as we go into the evening hours there of your Monday. You can, of course, load the next 12 hours and see those downpours overnight with that 100% chance. This is set for Biloxi, I believe. And then eventually you see those rain chances decreasing. And very handy thing to do, whether you are on our app or on our website, or, of course, watching us on television or streaming or wherever you're watching from. All right, there's nothing else I can tell you at this point. I've covered it up and down, side to side, left and right, front to back. So I'm going to leave you to the rest of your Monday. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe and take care, everyone. See ya.